We got the mayor right here. Pose for the selfie.
Oh, no.
There we go. We're here in Provo. We're both Provo natives. ATK, Sassly, Casper, what's up, everybody? Caster team, Cray Cray. I've never had this many people already chatting before a stream. So this is a big deal. Here's the airport.
The brand new airport.
The brand new airport.
That has not even been seen
yet.
The
$55 million airport.
Yep, that's about how much it costs to do an
How did we
airport
get the money
nowadays.
for that? Did we ask nicely or did we take it? I'm just playing.
No, we begged and squabbled, and we flew out to Washington. So this was the deal, right?
So we went all the way out to Washington.
I did not want a single taxpayer to have to pay for it. So got this brilliant idea, and said, we need an airport in Provo. I'm the first woman mayor.
Which
so
I do not want to have to go to Salt Lake anymore when I'm going places. So this for me is great.
So we did. I went out to DC and got some funding. I sent my deputy mayor to the legislature, got funding.
Yes.
To the county, got funding.
Yes.
And then we had enough, and we landed the airport. And I swear, it would all happen in about 3 months.
No way.
And it was basically miraculous.
Probably one of the craziest 3 months of your life so far.
Because when you're texting legislatures late at night saying, don't
we
you
need
dare not
$55
fund my
million,
project.
okay?
Yeah,
and you're not asking mom and dad for
project.
$20 to go to the movies. You're asking for $55 million. So let's start walking down. I heard that this exposed brick. Tell me a little bit about how this is supposed to mimic.
So the whole
You can see the windows up. This is
airport
great.
Was when you come, the beauty of the airport is all outside, right? It's the lake, it's the mountains. So the experience is the Provo experience. And so when you get off the plane and you walk in, we wanted to mimic downtown Provo. Those of you that have been
Oh,
downtown
absolutely.
Provo,
This
it's
has that
brick,
same feel.
It's just like this, and it'll have the hangovers. We're going to have some only local restaurants and vendors.
Oh, so there's gonna be local businesses in here. That's great. No, we're no Pizza Hut Express in here. We're going with
going
what are
legit.
some? There's communal. I'm trying to think of some
If you
other
want to name it, I'll wink
Provo
at you.
spots.
If you
Black
name
Sheep
one of
Cafe.
them, I will wink at you.
I'm trying to think of the other ones. I can't think right now.
Well, we'll have food.
So we had someone in here who said, "Thank you for fixing my sidewalk."
They probably called and said they had something wrong, and I sent my guys out.
You know, the funny thing about it is that was actually my mom. So my house.
Mom.
Yep. We got the sidewalk fixed. We're not going to be tripping anymore. We're good to go. So what are you excited about with the airport? What does the airport mean to you, really?
So the most exciting piece is when about 2 years ago, when I was told about the growth that's coming, the projected growth in the new international airport, and by 2030, 2040, it was going to take an hour and 45 minutes to get up to the Salt Lake City.
Sounds about right.
Nightmare, right?
Yes.
So I came up with this great idea that why do we need to go up there? Let's get our own terminal, our
I love
own
it.
airport.
I love it.
And let's make it regional. And then I tasked my people when I landed the money, because that's the trick, right? You gotta land the money. So I landed the money. I said, this is my goal. I want it to feel like Provo, and I want the people that are coming into the Provo airport to get off the plane in their car and in 20 minutes have their head on their pillow.
That's awesome. I love that.
Everybody said, Mayor, stop. You give it. And I said, no. This is our goal. And we're just gonna work.
Yeah,
till we get that goal.
what we talk about on the channel, we say it at the end of every stream, is if you have a goal and a dream, don't let anybody tell you it can't become a reality. Did everybody tell you that this would
Everybody
never
said,
happen?
It will never happen. You'll never get the money. It's too much money, and if you might have to make the taxpayer. And I said, I will not.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Literally, like I said, for me, I am getting teary-eyed actually.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Because it's such a personal thing.
I love it.
It's a huge win. The best part is, as I always tell my staff, we're thinking 30 years out. So we have built it ready to go out to 10 gates. The infrastructure's on the ground.
That's great.
Everything's ready to go. We were able to afford to do 4, but as we bring in new airlines and get going, we are ready to go out to 10 gates, similar to Long Beach.
Yes. So we just had a friend from England come in. What do you have to say to our friends across the pond about Provo? Why should they fly all the way over here to come to Provo?
Get to Provo and you'll never leave.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not either. either.
I'm not going anywhere.
We
So
love
one
it.
thing, let's walk down a little bit further.
Okay,
One
yep.
thing for me is there are a lot of bands. So I'm a musician. That's my profession. This is sort of my side thing.
What's your position? I mean, do you play drums or what?
I do it all. I'm a one-man band. I'm a one-man band. Look at me, how cool I am. Okay, guys, the mayor's going to win. No, just kidding. But a lot of bands have started here. But then they
we're
get
known
their,
for
they get their
music
big
startups,
break
right?
and
Yeah.
they leave and they move somewhere else, usually LA.
But I'll tell you what
Let's
happens
stay to
once
Provo.
they start having kids. Guess where they all come back to? They all come back here to raise their families.
This place is the best. This place is the best.
It
Even
is.
for
It's golden.
a young up-and-coming artist, I think that Provo is, I would say that like the biggest thing is you come back from touring, you come back from all the craziness of all those big cities, it's safe and it's quiet.
And it's quiet.
And it's,
you,
there's still the hustle and bustle
recreation is-
downtown.
The recreation, I mean, talking about the lake, the trails, the rivers, the mountains, the skateboard parks.
Oh, yeah.
You're like 15 minutes away from all that. Skiing up at Sundance.
Yeah, I know, right? Some of the
Yeah.
best powder I've ever skied ever. And I know about
I bet
powder
your hair
skiing.
looks great
Yeah,
when you're
oh
going
yes,
down.
the snow getting stuck in it. It
So
is.
I've got to totally
it's just
point this
the
out.
best.
So another thing, so we're trying to see these signs coming up.
Oh yeah,
These are like the downtown Provo signs.
they absolutely are.
And so it'll look just like the downtown Provo sign.
Now tell me a little bit more about these. They look just like
So
it straight up just looks like the storefronts
it's
down.
storefronts for now. So this is already got, because we haven't picked a restaurant yet. Right over here is a kids' playroom.
Nice.
It's gonna have the Timpanogos caves in it.
Ah.
You can see stalactites.
That's great.
It is going to be so fantastic. And then I'm putting green planters because you gotta have green. I decided to go with this design up on top to give it a little bit, but the whole concept is the beauty of this airport is already here. So let's window it up.
Yes, I love those windows.
So let's keep walking.
You got the big 86-inch TV that you're giving me for being on the stream. Thank you so much for that prize. I'm just playing. But you can't have an airport without something to watch while you're on the layover, right?
Welcome. I'm Mayor Kaufusi. Welcome to the Provo Airport. Okay.
So Sarah says, tell the mayor hi from Sarah.
Sarah, hi Sarah.
We're competing right now with belt sanders and grinders. These guys are working hard. They're out here doing their thing.
Actually, wow, they've
This
gotten a
is
lot done.
this is looking great.
Yeah. So these are all what we call living green plants.
Oh, I love it.
And
I
so
love
as
it.
you see, they're about every so many feet. So there'll be greenery alongside all of those. So as you come off the plane, so this is what you see, right? You just stepped off the plane in Provo. Look back here, there's a beautiful lake. What do you see out here?
Oh,
Just
it's what
mountains.
everybody always talks about is those huge mountains.
Yep.
And to people like you and me who've lived here forever, they seem pretty normal. But everybody else is stunned by these. Oh, Caster Team says hi from Spain. Surely visiting when it's finished. So we got someone from Spain coming right over. I think if we walk up on those stairs, that'd be a perfect place to see it.
Yes, this is the front entrance where you come in. When you come in up first, and you head down there, TSA is down. We can walk through that. Again, the red brick, the beautiful views.
This is what everyone always asks about, is these mountains.
There you go.
And I have to sigh because this is home for me.
And I don't know if we can cross this tape, but I guess I'm the mayor, so I guess we cross.
Guess we cross. Step right on over. If they get in trouble, who are they going to call? The mayor? Right?
Yeah, I put right there, I signed the paper.
There we go.
So people can come up here, and there's an elevator
Oh, wow,
as well.
yeah, that looks great.
And look at the views. They can see all the views here. We're actually putting in stained glass I'm only using local artists.
I love it.
So stained glass in these windows. Then this will be a room for the public. to
This
come
is
in.
great.
And it's gonna have doors. They tried to do this, and I was like, no, it needs to be more welcoming. So they're gonna have sliding doors.
That's awesome.
And people literally can come to this point with their little kids, and it's gonna feel like a living room with couches.
That's great.
And they can sit here and watch
That's awesome.
Now there will be another big food restaurant downstairs in that corner. It's probably our biggest restaurant. But now you kind of get the view of, hi! You kind of get the view of how long these 4 hookups are for the terminal. And again, we're ready to go out to 10.
Yeah, even from seeing it outside, it looks way bigger now that I'm on the inside.
Isn't it crazy?
It looks huge.
Yeah. It's just such a victory for Provo because
There's going to be a restaurant?
there's
Wow.
going to be
So
2
everyone's
restaurants.
nice. Have they been decided yet, the actual
Yes.
restaurants? Who are we going to have here in the room?
I have to sign the contract.
Okay, so it's not
So,
inked yet.
negotiations, but we
is
sent
great.
out the RFP. A lot of people applied. Again, the requirement number 1 for me, because we're Provo peeps, right?
Absolutely.
They have to be a local restaurant that started in Provo and is working,
I love it.
open and functioning in Provo.
I love it.
And you are not going to be disappointed with the ones I picked.
Well, I'm going to have to come down here, watch some planes take off, and get
I
some food. This is
know.
great.
And we're really excited because we've got, so these are our hookups, but we have our first jetway. And you can see it's hooked onto the door right there.
Oh, no way.
And it shoots out, and the rest of them, people will have to, like Long Beach, walk out and go up on these cute little walks.
Yeah, but that makes you feel like a celebrity.
Doesn't
That makes you feel like you're
right,
boarding
all
it
the
private.
time. But our jetway's fantastic, and that
That's awesome.
is the only one we've got because they cost $880,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you're saying that little tunnel costs more than most people's houses.
Just take a step and be like, that's thousands of dollars.
Did you ever just
Thousands of dollars.
almost pass out when you were looking at the price of all this stuff?
I pass out over everything. I have a lot of kids raised on a shoestring budget, so yeah. But it's still gonna look.
They're like, that tunnel's gonna cost you almost $1 million. You're like, well,
I look
let's
at
do it.
used ones. I'm not kidding. I ain't tried to find ways, but practically the best way and safest. And we have the money.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Provo deserves it. They've got
Absolutely.
their first big jetway.
It's about time. So I would say let's make our way back to the front area and let's talk about, I mean, I love Provo. Everyone's always asking me, why are you in Provo? Why aren't you in LA? But let's start with you. During my reading, I've seen that you left, but you came back.
So that's a lot of the story, right? I was born and raised in Provo and then moved back to Philadelphia and was back there for years and years. Came back to Salt Lake City, straight to Salt Lake City for 8 more years. And my whole goal, because I had 5 kids by then, was by the time my oldest started middle school, I wanted to raise my kids in Provo.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, why do you throw these, drop these goals out when I have to get a job? And so it actually worked out perfect. We were able to come to Provo. I immediately started working and loved it. It's my hometown.
Yes.
And just lifted, right? Wherever I can, I lift. And so my first volunteer, because when my kids went, they said, this neighborhood needs a park. And I was like, I will help do a park. And they're like, well, it's like $7 million. I will fund you $7 million.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and just getting in and engaging. I mean, me and my family are painting the mural at 3 a.m. with flashlights.
Yeah.
I love it though. I want
Right?
to get back to the city. I love it.
I've noticed more and more in the downtown area and up kind of by the bench
Yeah.
where my parents are. There's just such a community aspect. Just everyone's so welcoming. And I thought people with me going out with my camera just being so invasive would be upset and angry, but everyone's so welcoming.
No, and literally, even just the little touches, right? The strings of the lights downtown. I've always had lights on my house, string lights, and backyard string
Yeah.
lights.
Are you responsible for the string lights downtown?
I said, let's bring
They-
it down.
Did you know that's one of the reasons? Okay, that's one of the reasons that I stream in downtown Provo so much
'cause there's
at night is
lights,
because the lighting is
right?
so good.
Come
and
stream
it's
on
just
my front porch and you'll be like, the same
It's the
lights.
exact
and
same
now
thing.
they're down.
So my friend Connor from Cardiff, Wales asks, what made you choose to run for mayor? Like what was your deciding factor of like I want to be the mayor?
So first of all, I never wanted to be the mayor. ever. I mean, being born and raised here, I was just ran the streets. I was a single mom, and
Yeah.
she worked the graveyard shift, so we were
Wow.
but the citizens were so good to us, and I just remember thinking my kids were going to be fine. They had a mom and dad. My parents were divorced and a lot of trouble with my dad in jail and stuff, and so we were the free and reduced lunch kids, and as I came back to Provo as a mom, I knew my kids were going to be fine, but all of a sudden it was easy for me to pick up on other people that were like me, trying to look normal and fit in.
Yeah.
I had a rough family life.
Yep.
Coming from a home that was really disruptive, and yet showing up to school and faking it till you make it, and just things like that. And so I focused on that. I engaged where my kids were. I volunteered everywhere. I was the PTA president at elementary, middle, and high school, and just went after it and solved problems and tried to figure out ways to build bridges. I'm not the smartest person in the room, but my one skill I have is I love people and I love relationships, and I can build bridges, and it's a skill set that served me really well. So I was board president of public education. That was my first elected office. I had the great idea to bring Mandarin Chinese to Provo, so I flew over to Beijing.
Wow.
Just a little bit of a go-getter. My husband's like, you exhaust me, but I'm at my best when I'm serving and doing.
Let's just say something. I'm gonna flip the camera. She says a little bit of a go-getter while she's taking me on a tour around a $55 million airport terminal. So I would say you're a lot of bit of a go-getter.
It's just, and the best thing is it's not me at all, right?
Yeah, that's true.
For me. This is for you. This is for
Absolutely.
everyone. I want people to love Provo as much as I do.
Yeah,
and so
I share that. I share that drive.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are just gonna sell it that way and get people out here, and usually we find once we can get people out to Provo, they never leave. They love.
I'm not leaving. I went to Seattle. I couldn't wait to come back. I was there for a while, and as much as I love Seattle, Provo is better than Seattle. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I was in Beijing and in Philadelphia, and I was like kissing the ground.
Right.
In Provo.
So from Cardiff, Wales, all the way over there in the UK, CJ says, "Well done," and I must agree with that. Well done. Now I feel like there's a couple more places we got to go look. The fun place everyone loves is security.
Oh, the TSA.
Yeah, let's go.
It's fun, but TSA kind of has that rap, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm the first woman mayor of Provo. I'm the 45th, and so again, they don't know what to do with me.
Right.
So I'm a busybody.
Oh, we just barely had someone from Las Vegas say, all capital letters, "I want to move there."
Well, so one of the things is, where is the most miserable part when you come to an airport?
Security.
So with the art that I'm putting in here, and which has been such a privilege, again, only local artists.
That's awesome.
I'm handpicking them because I care that much about it. I decided to put a lot of money into the TSA and put some beautiful art
That's great.
from our local artist. So it's going to be just fantastic. So here's our entrance. There's the...
This is how new it is. They're still doing the concrete out there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be so great. We have drop-offs. We have for larger vehicles. It's funny because there's always the, lucky you, a smaller vehicle can park here. Well, in Provo, we have big families, so we have opposite.
Or, the stretch limos for the famous YouTubers. I'm just playing.
Yeah, like
no,
you
I'm
do.
just
No, you'll be the one that comes to the back.
Oh, yeah, I get the special, the little black card. I just go beep.
So this wall right here is going to be our nod to the history of the Provo Airport.
Nice.
And it is huge, and it is it's the first original picture ever taken of the original airport. And
When did the original Provo Airport start?
What did we decide? Was it?
It was a long time ago. I remember even in the
little tin building, and only allowed small planes.
Wow.
And it's been a work in progress.
Yeah, absolutely. From the what was the first one? The Frontier fly out?
And they flew out of the piece of junk little archway, and the baggage claim was a tent. And I just thought, that's not who Provo is. We're better, so we're gonna do better.
Absolutely.
So you come in, you'll walk in the doors, you'll come down here. That will be our big nod to the history, that wall. Over here will be the different airlines, which we will be announcing. Airlines, which is awesome. But we'll be announcing it the day you cut the ribbon.
Nice.
Where you'll check in and drop your luggage. And then this is
I like the
my-
lighting up top. That's fancy. Wow.
You totally know that a woman did this now, right? So here we go into TSA, right? Where everyone's like, ooh.
Boo. The bad part.
Yeah, so let me just tell you a little bit about the art we're doing here. This is where a lot of art is going. What we decided to do with our local artists is we're having on all 3 panels, they're true panel painted of our seasons.
Oh, that's great.
So it'll be Provo in the fall, Provo in the winter, Provo in the spring, and then Provo in the summer. And
That's
then
great.
On top of that, we're having ducks and geese coming
Oh,
down
that's
from the
great.
ceiling, floating and flying. So it gives something for people to look at while they're going through TSA. So as they go through the TSA piece, and that these stores are all back of house. Then this is where you'll come through and now you're officially, walk out into the airport and you are free to go.
So this is like the grand entrance for most people.
Yep. But this will all be busy with stuff.
Yeah.
And so then you come through this big opening here and
Love the huge windows.
here you are.
Now, do we have, well, it's windier than a tornado out there. It's pretty bad. I was going to say we could go walk out there, but probably not with the audio.
It's always crazy, right? The wind always blows. That's why.
Hey, at least it's not raining like it was the last 2 days, so we're good.
Beautiful. The skies are beautiful.
I love it.
Okay, question me. Let
Okay.
them ask me questions.
Okay,
Anything you
let's
wanna
ask
know
questions.
about me. You can ask me anything.
So our friend from Kelowna, Canada, is in healthcare. What is the healthcare like in Provo? And are you in need of more care aides?
Always in need of more care aides. We have more babies. We have 2 universities basically. Utah Valley University and Brigham Young University. We're baby making machines. We have a brand new, remodeled, and new buildings, regional medical center here in Provo. We are the county seat, so we are the hub, and we can always use more. Always, always, always. Because like you and me, we're not going to leave, right?
I'm not going anywhere.
I tell my husband, I'm going to carry me out of my 1967 home in a box. And he just laughs every time I say it, but I mean it. And so we do need healthcare workers. That would be great. Come on over and
We have a question about the string lights in downtown Provo. It's another Utah native.
Yep.
Where do you get those amazing string lights?
so you have to order them because they have to be utilitarian. They can't just be like the ones you get at Home Depot. They have a thicker cord, they're guaranteed, but it's really easy to get them. I actually started the Downtown Provo Incorporated is who put them up, but we started literally just looking on Amazon.
Oh, that's where you got to start, right?
Yeah.
Now we have another question about the stained glass that's going to be going in. Which local artist? Do you know the local artist? That's the question.
Oh my gosh, if I had my cell phone, because I'm meeting with her tomorrow. Okay, my assistant's gonna grab it for me.
There you go. I got to get an assistant. I got to get up on your level.
No,
I'm looking through. And then the other question is, what are the restaurants? And we've already talked about it. They have not signed the contracts yet. We got to get the contracts signed, and then we can get it going.
The number one question people keep asking me, what new airline are you gonna announce? And I'm like,
We don't know
I'm
yet.
not asking tell until the cutting of the ribbon.
Oh, and Austin Shepson says Michelle Kaufusi will always have my vote.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay, so here's a funny story. I'm gonna flip the camera up.
Okay.
I was actually in the middle of my live streams, super late, and I couldn't go and do my voting. But I paused my live stream. I went late so I could go vote for you. And that is why I'm the reason we have an airport here, okay? I was the swing vote.
Just say your name.
Gene Gom
is
for all
our
of the
artist.
for all of the art aficionados.
The stained glass piece.
And they're always gonna have my music playing while you're standing in line. No, I'm just kidding.
Who
So-
knows what? I mean,
So my question for you is, do you have beef with me because I went to Timpview and you went to Provo High?
I'm a Provo High. So and I'm a diehard Bulldog, but this is the joke, right? I have 5 kids, and those dang 5 kids went to Timpview, and I was the DT president at Timpview. But every time when Provo was playing Timpview, I still was loyal to my Bulldogs.
Yeah, you were.
On the field, I'm like,
Would you
"Hey,
sit?
Provo."
Would you sit in the Provo stands at
I
Timpview?
always walked over to my friends. The principal, I was on the school board at the time, so I hired the principal from the both schools. So
Wow.
I love it, right? Die hard Provo High fan.
Let's see if there's a couple more questions. Yeah. So console fix. Here's the thing. This. You remember the 80s and the 90s, all the old arcades.
What? I graduated in the early 80s.
Yes.
Don't
So
say
you're-
that old.
No, I'm not saying old. Okay, the classic.
Okay, that's better.
Classic. I think we need an arcade somewhere in Provo. I think we need a
Wouldn't that be
classic
fun?
arcade. I think I'll have to take that on myself.
I would
You just
love
do
it.
the fundraising.
Yeah,
That will
no
make it-
kidding, right? Get me a prize. It's so funny because I've done so many projects in Provo. My sister sent me the Dr. Phil book on how to say no. I have
Right?
never opened it.
No,
and I never will.
For me, I don't think I have the time or the energy. I would love to have somebody else do it, but I don't think we have the time to do that.
Send it my way.
But an arcade would
Maybe
be great.
We think about if we expend out to 10 that we build an arcade in the airport. I don't
Right,
know.
there you go. That's what I'm
always
talking
looking
about.
For ideas.
Right? So dial tone. What city are you from? Everybody, this would be a fun thing to do. Tell me what city you're from, everyone, because we have a very wide selection of countries and cities, but we are out here repping Provo. If you had to say 5 of your favorite things about Provo, what would it be? 5 of your favorite things
So
about living
easy.
here.
That is so easy, right? Number one thing that I love about Provo is I'm a trail runner. And I can
Yes.
get up on the trails and up the canyons in 10 minutes. Number 2 thing is we have Sundance Ski Resort.
Yes.
Right up the canyon. Number 3 thing, we have Provo River. You can float it, you
Yep.
can fish it. I'm outdoorsy, right?
I love, and these are all places where I've streamed.
And number 4 would be down here at the lake. But the 5th thing is all the amenities Provo has. We have 34
Oh,
parks.
I
We have the #1 rec center in the nation. We have an ice arena. We have a golf
Yep.
course
Yep.
that just won awards for being so beautiful. We have the most beautiful historic library. It really is my favorite
Oh, yeah,
building in
yeah.
the city. The history of Provo is so unique. You go to other cities and they've scraped them and torn the old book. Not us. We believe in our history, so we preserve and enhance
Yes.
and keep it going.
Yes, that's what I love about. We do a lot of. I mean, it's kind of a side note, but we love history. We love stuff from the 80s and the 90s, all the way back to the 1880s and the
Yep.
1890s. And what we love about Provo is the fact that you're not tearing everything down.
Heavens no.
Not tearing everything down. You're keeping
Heavens no.
the awesome feel. You can go downtown and you can walk through a building that's 100 years old.
It's 100 years old, and we try and help the facade and fix it, and it's, I'll tell you what, it's a lot more expensive to make old look old than it is to build brand new. But for me, it's worth it. This
Absolutely.
It's worth it.
Absolutely. So we have a fellow Provo resident, Cardiff, Wales, Nashville, Topeka, Kansas, Kelowna, all the way out there in Louisiana. So we got all over.
I love it.
But-
Everyone come to Provo.
Exactly.
You know
That's what we're saying.
Our tagline is welcome home.
I love it. I love that. So Ashley says, I'm so glad that we aren't tearing things down. She's also a fellow Provo
Yay.
native. And the thing, I love it because I'm trying to think of other places I've been and they just demolish everything and put up garbage.
Well, here's just a funny little side story you're gonna love, because you and I, we want to save everything,
Yeah.
including the trees.
Yes.
So we have a park called North Park that bumps right up against our rec center, and we decided we needed an all abilities park. Because we wanted, you know, if my little grandson's in a wheelchair for life, I want him to be able to run and play with his siblings.
Absolutely.
So we went after it, and they said, Mayor, the cheapest place to do it, most cost effective, we'll do it at North Park here, right next to the rec center. But these old trees have got to go. And I was like, no.
Nope. That's awesome.
Literally, I said, and they, you know, I always give everyone a standard. I said, I will come out and hand water these trees
Aw.
morning and night to keep them alive.
That's awesome.
And it made the project go slower. It was a lot more work, but I'll tell you what, those historical trees that are pushing 100 years old are still
love it.
standing strong.
I love it.
There literally was little green hoses trickling water out to him.
That's so great.
Why our Parks and Rec are developing the most
Wow.
amazing park, but don't touch a root and don't
I love
get
that.
the water. And the shade is beautiful at that park, and now we've got this all abilities park that everybody's welcome to.
That's great. I love that. I feel like there were a few more comments or questions. Let me scroll up here. Oh, he says it's only a 17-hour drive. It'll be totally worth it. Or you can fly into the new amazing airport.
And part because, like I said, I have to raise a big family on a tight budget. The prices are going to stay low. We want it to be accessible.
That's great.
We want families
That's
to be able
great.
to utilize it. We want it to be, you know, if it's a $70 flight down to Mesa, and that's actually been one of the average prices for our Mesa flight. Is $70
No
one way,
way.
$70 back. So
That's
we're going
great.
to really try and keep the prices as low as we can. Until our heavy hitters come in, they might have to raise the prices with their fancy planes, but goal
We're
is
going to keep it as low as
affordable.
we can, right?
Affordable, right?
Not these $400 flights.
Conservative,
Yeah, that's what
Who
we're
can
doing.
afford that?
So we have a few, I know you gave us 30 minutes and it's 32 minutes. We have a few more
But I
questions.
love talking to you.
I know, I love it. No, it's great. No, so we've been teasing you coming on the channel for a while. We said we had a super special guest. And a lot of people are like, I knew it. I knew it. I should have guessed. And so this has been a big reveal for a while. We have someone says that was talking about Provo and says, yes, old buildings, because I know old buildings. I'm in New Orleans. So we are on par with New Orleans. The plan for the housing prices, that is a question.
It's a trick. So again, all of a sudden now we are having this huge population boom, and everyone wants to live in Provo.
Yeah.
So again, this mayor who believes in doing things right and slow, just to get it right, has taken it step by step. So the prices are ridiculous right now. So what I'm doing is I'm taking where our transportation hubs are, Front Runner,
Yeah.
places like that. I am doing density building, apartments, condos. I'm just padding in density.
Yeah.
Because when I talk to that demographic, they don't want a lot of amenities. Their amenity is downtown Provo. Their amenity is walking to, 50 mom and pop shops. So we're putting the density down there and planning. We're not letting huge developments come in and say, oh, we'll do a sub pump and do the sewer for a year and then you got to
Yeah.
turn it over. No,
Yeah.
no way. I actually, when I became mayor, I put a halt on all West Side development for that sole purpose.
Wow.
Because I wanted to make sure that we got the infrastructure in the ground and that we
That's great.
control the growth. We
That's
didn't
great.
want it to get ahead. So some projects we've done is we've been able to preserve some of the farmlands out here with
Yeah, I love that.
partnership.
I love
that's
that.
in perpetuity. So
Yes.
forever these people will be able to have their horses and their pastures.
Now, I have a question coming from a friend in Vegas. Do mom and pop shops do well in Provo?
They tend to do well, and the beauty of it is we encourage it all the time.
Absolutely.
We do things to get people downtown. We do an art show every week. We have
Yeah.
outdoor concerts. We do tastes where you can come and taste foods. We do things to get people out of their homes to come downtown to support the shops. And we have our small business day that we really promote and ask everyone to please shop small businesses.
Absolutely.
But think about it. There's not we haven't allowed a lot of huge businesses in Provo.
This is true.
We don't have what our sister city to the north has, where it's nothing but big box stores.
Exactly.
We don't want that in Provo.
Yeah. So 2 more questions. When is the expected finish date for the airport?
So we are planning the grand opening on, I think it was
May 7th.
May 7th. So we will open it on May 7th, and it's open to the public. The next day they
I will
can
be here
come.
streaming.
You can stream live.
We'll be here. It'll be great. And they're asking another question, a great question from Nashville. Any updates on electrical vehicle charging?
So funny you should ask that. Again, when I became mayor, again, the first woman mayor who thinks about things like that, right?
Let's go.
I went out for a grant and was able to land our first EV charging station grant. We have 34 charging stations around the city. We are going to put, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's close to at least 8 to 10, and it'll grow, right? As more are needed, we will grow with it. But that's the plan right now. Our city hall building is going to be the first electric building.
That's great.
Green, clean energy ever built in the city, and that one will be opening around the 4th of July.
Nice. That's great. I feel like we have a few more. Okay, one question. Have you gone on the Provo tree tour?
So come over here so I can
Yeah,
hear
so
you.
there's actually. Have you been on the Provo tree tour?
Tree tour. I have been with, but I didn't know there was a tour.
I didn't either. Not until. Let's ask a few more questions, and then we will wrap this up for you. Let's see. Oh yeah, so our friend Millie was saying something that Provo does that's pretty awesome is they do food stamp exchange with the farmers markets.
We sure do.
So that's
It's
amazing.
really, again, right? I mean, that's me growing up. Just because I didn't have a lot of money, did I have to eat the crud? Yes, I did. So I'm not going to let that happen
Yeah.
anymore. We're going to let them have the opportunity to get fresh vegetables, fresh fruits.
Yeah. And so I'll actually answer this question because I used to be somewhat of a coin collector. Yes, there are 2 coin shops in Provo. There
Yeah.
is
Coin op, or is it? It's
man.
on
Anderson,
University.
and there's Anderson Coin Shop, and then there is the one next to Burger Supreme. So that's about as much info as I can give you right now.
That is exactly right.
So I appreciate you taking your time. Do you want to? Let's do the outro on someplace pretty. Let's go walk
Okay, where
over.
should we go?
Let's go kind of down on fake Center Street.
Oh, I know, right? It's so great. And
I love it.
And people were saying, Mayor, let's cut costs.
Oh yeah, Rust Coin and Gift.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Millie.
So anyways, they were telling me, don't do real brick, it's so expensive. I looked at the fake, it was fake. It needed to be real brick, just like.
So this is the real deal, huh?
Real brick, and
Oh,
it's the
love it.
same brick maker that made
Yes.
a lot of the buildings in Provo. Same company.
That's awesome.
So
Well, I
this is
appreciate
like
you.
Space ready to be made into a restaurant, but
Oh,
we're
yeah.
just kind of walling it in for now.
You have a fan. Someone is freaking out right now seeing you on the stream.
All right.
So now you get cool points with your kids.
I should, right?
Being out here.
They'll say things like, I'll come home and they'll be like, what's for dinner? Why is there no food in the dinner? And I'm like, I am the mayor.
I was busy out on YouTube.
I'm busy running the city, you guys. They don't care.
They're just wondering what's for dinner.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what we do at the end of every stream is come back here, we'll do the outro together. So we always tell people if you're going through a hard time, it always gets better. As long as you're willing to make a little change. And let me ask you about this process of getting this done.
Yeah.
And also getting elected.
I know.
Was that a hard time?
It's a
And
hard-
did it get
is
better?
The worst, right?
Did it get better? Of course it did.
Better.
Of course
gets
it did.
Better, so you hang in there, right?
Hang in there.
Because it's always going to get better. I always tell my girlfriends that are like, I think I'm going to divorce my husband. I always say, no, just sit tight for 3 years and look back. Because it gets better. There's rough patches, but you got to
Absolutely.
hang in there.
Absolutely. And you talked about this. If you have a goal and a dream,
Yep.
work hard on it until it becomes a reality. And don't ever let anybody tell you it cannot become a reality.
See, that makes me cry because that's the story of my life.
You know, that's what
I
we do
every
here.
day.
That's what we do. And that's why I love Provo, because it's a place where you can do stuff and people aren't going to tell you, well, okay, not everybody, but most people are going to say, go for it, because there's a lot of cool stuff that's happened in Provo. It's still happening in Provo, and it's going to always happen in Provo, and that's why you guys should come here. That's why you guys should come and hang out. So guys, come tonight. you'll see us on tonight's stream. But this has been a great day stream. Probably one of the best, if not the best we've ever had.
You're so nice.
And we always give a funny little piece of advice to everybody.
Okay, what
so
is it?
my piece of advice is, you know, some people, they're just looking to go against society and they put butter on their Pop-Tarts. I don't think that's a good idea. So don't put butter on your Pop-Tarts is my advice.
Sounds delicious.
So you're gonna try it. You're gonna go home and try it.
Hey, I was raised on Pop-Tarts.
Oh, I love Pop-Tarts, but putting butter on it, I'm gonna
Just
admit,
crosses the line.
there was a celebrity who said that on the red carpet. I tried it, it was too much.
It's just too much.
It made me sick to my stomach. So don't put butter on your Pop-Tarts is my advice. What's your advice?
So my advice is don't cut a grapefruit in half and be hoity-toity in each section and section. I peel my grapefruits like an orange and eat them.
Yes.
And it is so delicious. It's so much
That's the
better
best
and
advice.
takes so much less time and you just get
just-
juices and it's the best. So that's
awesome.
my advice.
Well, thanks again so much. I appreciate it. And who knows? You might see us on the live stream again. But we're also going to be here May 7th. Put it on your calendar for the ribbon cutting. Boom. It's going to be great. So guys, come fly into Provo. Come hang out with us. Thanks for being here. Have a good one.